Hello, my loves. Welcome to this week's energy update. Last week we did kind of an overview of October and November, talked a little bit about October. We talked about the month of October, but we also touched on November. So if you haven't watched the overview, it very much plays into this weekly energy. So please go back and watch that. And I will link, at least for those on the replay, I will link the video to last week's update. So as you are hopping on, say hello. And if you're catching the replay, hashtag it replay so I can know that you were here. I am just going to share this broadcast into my group while we allow for some people to get notified that I am on. Perfect. And we'll go live here on TikTok. Here we go. All right, let's get this started. So for those of you who are new to me, or just finding me for the first time, I'm Johanna Burkhardt. I am a multidimensional channel teacher and healer, and I'm here to help you go from where you are to where you want to be so that you can create the reality that you are desiring, moving out of that survival and state of suffering that we sometimes like to put ourselves in, that we kind of get addicted to, and into a state of allowing ourselves to have permission to be happy and thriving and being on a frequency that is much higher than the one of survival and uncertainty and fear. And it's not easy to do right now. So for all of you who are doing that work, who are facing themselves every day, I want to commend you and say it takes courage to do so. It really does take courage to practice the pause and really face the emotions and the things that you are feeling in order to alchemize them. So as I mentioned right in the beginning, this energy update is going to play off of the one I did last week. So if you have not watched that energy update, please go back and watch it. It really went over an overview of October, and I even touched on some of November. And October's theme is revelations and realizations. I cannot say that enough. Revelations on the world stage, that there is no more, there isn't a very thick veil anymore, right? The belief systems have really been busted open, and people are really starting to see that a lot of what they have been told or believed most of their life is false. And so there is a lot of revelations that are going to continue to happen in October and November and moving forward. And then realizations, and these are personal realizations where I said people are going to be showing you their true colors. They're going to be showing you who they really are and giving you an opportunity to believe them and stop pretending that they are somebody that you want them to be, or that they're going to change and be different. And that can be difficult. And so I'm going to share my own experience with that as well. But know that these realizations are not just showing people you getting to see people's true colors, but it's also going to be showing your true colors. And sometimes that's hard to see, right? Sometimes it's really hard to see how we react to certain people or to certain situations. Sometimes it's really hard for us to see our own behavior or our own thought pattern or our own subconscious sabotaging, right? So these realizations are going to be huge. But with this week, we're going to add into that energy. We have a new moon in Libra, and that's going to be on Wednesday, October 6th at 7:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I want to preface that normally new moons, for those of you who are used to working with the moon energy, new moons are traditionally a time of planting seeds, new opportunities, new potentials. It's usually an opportunity for us to plant the seeds of manifestation. This new moon is not that. It is not that case. This new moon is very different. This new moon is working with the energies of Pluto and Mars, and those are some very strong energies. This moon is about you really appreciating, seeing, honoring, acknowledging, protecting, defending, however you want to, whatever words you want to use, that that is already there in front of you, what you already have right now. What is worth you fighting for? What is worth you fighting for? What is worth the pain? What is worth the struggle? What is worth you working and moving through the obstacles? Right? Think about, they're showing me an image in my head of people who train in the military boot camp, right? They go through the blood, sweat, and tears of breaking themselves down and rebuilding their boundaries, their structure of who they are as a person and what they're capable of through training. So what is your end goal that you want to be? And what do you have right now? So what is worth fighting for? What is worth protecting? What is worth getting up every day and saying, I'm going to do this work because I want to be this person. I want to be the change. I want to be that. So what is worth it to you? That is what I want you to focus on this new moon in particular, because this energy is like the mirror, right? Intimacy is into me, I see. So it's going to be showing you, and it has been showing us. I don't know if you guys have felt the energy lately, but it has been intense. There's a lot of anger coming up. There's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of intensity where things are being triggered. Things aren't going our way. Things are pissing us off. We might be even a little sensitive or oversensory. We can't have the music up too loud, or we're like, I can't be around people. I need some space. I need some quiet time. So know that if you're feeling that draw to go inward, there's a reason for that. But I am you, you are me. So every person, whether we like what they have to say to us or the way that they treat us, is showing us something about ourselves. So if someone's constantly violating your boundaries, how are you violating your boundaries? If someone's constantly speaking poor to you, are you speaking poor to you? Like, use it as an opportunity to say, okay, this is what they're showing me. What are they showing me here? What can I learn? Am I treating myself this way? This is what this energy is, especially leading up to the 10-10 portal energy on Sunday. The number 0 is a feminine energy. The number 1 is a masculine energy. You're literally having an opportunity to either fight with and collide, or come into union with, make peace with. And that doesn't mean doing something you don't want to do, or what's the right word? Surrendering out of defeat. It's surrendering because you say, you know what, this is what's out of my control, and this is what is in my control. Because we're going to feel it on the world stage and in our personal realities, the restrictions. And I just want to say real quick, because my team keeps mentioning this to me in my ear. If there's something I say that really sticks out to you guys, will you please timestamp it? Will you please just like put the whatever time it is on the video in the comments? I would so appreciate it. It makes my job and my assistant's job it's so much easier. So with this energy, it's really about seeing how that restriction is coming up inside of us, where we're trying to control, or where we feel like we're being controlled, where we're feeling like we have to let go, but we don't want to. And that's how I have been experiencing this energy. So you guys can share how you're experiencing it. But for me, the past few days, I have really, the realizations I have had is really seeing where there are people or aspects in my life where I still want to control. And I want to control out of fear to protect something or someone. That in this case, for me, it is someone it's my job to protect because it's my child. But we have to look at what is in our control and what isn't in our control. And why is it that we want to control? Is it fear? And if it is fear, what is the consequence that's going to happen? And that's something that they have asked me to share with you, which is one of my tools, which is whenever I am faced with indecision, which is a big part of the energy that we're in, feeling like I'm being restricted, or I'm being delayed, or I can't move forward because I'm feeling paralyzed. I don't know which is the right choice. What I like to do is do a pros and cons list. right? It's so basic, but it works. But the pros and cons list is, what are the consequences that I'm afraid of if I choose path A? If I do this, what will be the consequences of my actions? Whether they are warranted or even like sometimes our mind makes up crazy shit, right? Of what the consequences could be. Fears, just dump them. What are the potential consequences that I'm afraid of that happen personally or to someone else if I choose path A? And if I choose path B, what are the consequences or potentials? Weigh them. Look at how many of them are legit, like real possibilities, and how many of them are fears. And then sit with those fears. Welcome that energy. Because the only thing we are ever letting go of is control. And it's not easy. And I will never tell you that it is. This is a lifelong journey, many lifetime journey of learning to let go of control. There are some things that we can control, and that's what we have to ask ourselves. Is this something I can do something about? And if I can't, okay, I have to come into a state of surrender, which is acceptance. Accept what is, even if you don't agree with it, because acceptance is not agreement. Acceptance is, this is their reality. This is their truth. This is the reality of what's going on in the world. This is the reality of what's happening right now in this now moment. I may not like it. I may not agree with it, but can I accept that this is what is? Because you can't receive the solution. You can't receive what's next. You can't receive the guidance, the directions, if you don't first accept it. You can't seek and receive at the same time. It's impossible. You're always going to be missing it. And anytime there's an obstacle, you guys, or a problem or something going on in your life, the solution already exists in your field. Because of duality, this is the plane of existence that we created. You can't have the problem and not already have the solution. The problem is we're so busy seeking the solution that we don't see it's right in front of us. Or we have so many balls that we're holding on to of pain and worry and grief and fear that your guides or God or whatever you want to call is throwing balls at you going, here's the solution, but you can't catch it because you're holding on to too much shit. So you have to set it down and go, what's worth holding on to and what isn't? What is outside of my control? So this energy is going to be leading us into a more directness, a more forward motion when we get through this 10-10 energy. And the 10-10 is also the energy of, 10 is an energy of completion, right? I'm done with something. So you're going to feel the pressurizing of something that you need to be done with, that you need to make a decision about, that you need to face. So you're going to feel that pressure happening. And that pressure can be with situation getting bigger, more intense, more people coming your, like bringing that kind of energy into your space, triggering it to get higher and higher and higher up into you, where you finally are like, fine, I will do it. I will face it. I will work with it. It's time to be done with whatever this is. And it's going to be different for everybody. But once you finally accept what is and integrate that and say, okay, I have to make peace with this is what is. What do I want to, how do I want to be different? I can't change this person, place, or thing. So I have to change me. So how am I going to be different? How am I going to be the change? And once you do that, you have then made a decision. Your path is clear, it's well defined, and you're going to have a lot more forward motion and momentum. So the anger, the sides of the duality are interesting because Mars, we have a lot of influence from Mars right now, and that Mars is very aggressive energy. Mars is very much cut and dry. This is blunt. This is what it is. I don't like this. It's aggressive. It's kind of constrictive. Mars, I always feel very intently in my body. Something I'm teaching right now in the energy matrix, right? Where you can really just learning to read your body. So if you're having body pains, if you're having issues with your physical body, knows that Mars is probably pointing out where you're storing some intense energy. You might have repressed some things. For me, I've been feeling it in my hips. It's where we store a lot of trauma. And then we have Pluto is a big player this month as well. And Pluto is the great transformer, but Pluto is also a very protective energy. It's an energy of, I want to keep this parts of me safe, like the most sacred parts of you that you are, that's worthy of having a really strong boundary. We're having trouble. Sorry, you guys, streaming on Facebook. I don't know what it's doing. Hopefully everybody can see it. Hi guys, I will read your comments once I get through. So hopefully you guys, if you're on Facebook, will you let me know if you can still see me? Because my streaming platform is telling me that there's an issue. So we're going to be feeling those energies. I also wanted to mention really fast, for anybody who's new with working with the moon, who's not used to working with the moon or wants to access healing meditations or just understanding the moon better and how to work with the energies, I have a free academy. It's called the Portal of Discovery, and there is a link in the descriptions, but I'll also drop it in the comments so that you guys can have that and access it. It's just content that I have already out there, but it's more organized and neat. So hopefully, I don't know why it's saying that. Corey, can you check and see if you can see me on Facebook? There's nothing I can do about it right now, so we're just going to have to keep moving forward. So you have that resource. If there's anybody that is new to working with, yeah, I can tell I'm still on YouTube. If you're if you're new to spirituality, if you're new to energy management, if you're new to working with shadow work or the energies inside of your body or anything, the moon, all of that stuff, there's plenty of resources for you guys to access in the Portal of Discovery. I know that we all need a lot of help right now. So knowing that, I'm going to read some comments and just see, what are you guys struggling with right now? Where are you at? Because this energy this week is going to be intense. And so I just want to give you, before I go and read the comments, a few tips. So one, I would suggest moving your body as much as you can every day, at least 20 minutes. Doesn't have to be rigorous exercise. This is going to help move the energy through your body. In last week's update, I went into detail about October and how we have a new base frequency on the planet and what that means. So with all of this new energy moving through our body and all the new energy light that's coming in, it's going to feel anxious. It's going to feel like you're overwhelmed. It's too much. And so there's very specific things that you can do to really help move that energy. So again, moving your body 20 minutes a day. Go for a walk, go for a swim, go for a hike, do some yoga, do 20 minutes of intuitive dancing. Whatever it is that you feel called to do that. You can do breath work. In my monthly membership, I showed my exact breath work routine. It takes me about 15 minutes, and it's Kundalini breath work. And it literally, I can wake up and have what I call an energy hangover. I can have intense energy that's moving through my body and feel just either anxious or heavy or like I'm overwhelmed and it's too much. Like I can't sit still or I can't be grounded and be in the now moment. And I can do this 15-minute routine and it moves right through me. You want to drink lots of water. Water is a conductor. So water being a conductor, it helps to move the energy through. So make sure you're drinking at least half your body weight in water. It's not because you want to be hydrated. Hydration comes from minerals and electrolytes. So if you don't have a good supplement for that, you can PM me and I can hook you up with and share what I use. But know that water is the conductor. So you can drink lots of water, you can get into water, and just allow that energy to move through you. A sauna is going to be really great right this time because the sauna is going to help activate your lymphatic system, which moves a lot of your fluid through your system. It's also going to help your circulatory system. So your blood and your fluids is what we want to help be moving. We don't want to have any stagnation. And you want to be surrounding yourselves with the frequencies that you want to be in. Okay, so use music. Use music to move you through. Use music to allow you to move through your emotion, to flow with it, to surf with it. So I like to hit shuffle on my playlist on all my songs. Like I just have, 400 songs on my iTunes playlist. I will literally be like, what do I need to hear right now? And like shuffle roulette and just keep hitting shuffle until I feel guided to stop. And whatever that music is, I just listen to it. Maybe there's a message in there. Maybe it's something that's going to get you up and moving. If you are someone who is struggling with anger and has a lot of frustration coming up, one of my tricks is to get in my car and scream. So I drive around the block with my windows up and I just release it. You can go to a rage room. You can, find things that will help you to move that energy, because anger is grief's bodyguard. So when you see people who are angry, or you yourself feel angry or frustrated, it's because that anger is wanting to keep you safe. It's wanting to protect you from feeling the pain of loss. And that's what grief is. It's loss, losing our freedoms, losing a loved one, losing a relationship, losing a job, losing what you've always known to be your truth, right? Having that door busted wide open and having to see things in a way that's shocking, to your system. So grief kind of protects that feeling of loss. But the moment we can move through those bodyguards and we can allow ourselves to feel that grief and feel that loss and just be with it, be okay with it, like this is what this feels like, the quicker it will alchemize. Emotions are only designed in our body to really last about a minute. Anything after that, you're perpetuating with a story. Okay? So they're talking also about relationships. So for some of you, there's going to be new relationships coming in this week. Actually feeling more towards the end of the week, even kind of moving into the week after that. So I feel like there's some relationships shifts that are going to be happening for some of you. Now, keep in mind, this isn't just about like romantic relationships, but even relationships, business relationships, new friendships, new opportunities, because remember that 1010 portal energy is really that completion. So once you have making major decision and started on that new path, there's going to be new people that show up for you. Okay, so this week we're really clearing the way for those new relationships, those new opportunities, those new potentials to really arrive and come in. And we'll probably talk a little bit more about that next week. But know that on the world stage, we're also going to be probably seeing some more restrictions and things that are going to be feeling like we're being limited, or that that might bring up some uncertainty or some fear inside of your being. But again, go back to last week's overview update where I talk about distractions. There's going to be a lot of those. The things that are going to be happening on the planet. I did a whole video on how Mother Earth is going to be responding with weather and volcanic activity and earthquakes. So really go back to that video and watch it and really understand, the things that are going to be happening. Again, we cannot control everything. We have to come back to trusting ourselves and trusting our intuition. That's been something that's been proven effective since before records were kept, right? Using your intuitive guidance, your intuition, that says that whatever shows up, whatever comes my way, I will be able to navigate. And that's a really good mantra for this week. Anything that comes my way, I will be able to navigate. Because if you're in worry or fear or stress or anxiety about what may happen or the what ifs, what you focus on, you create. So you might be actually causing yourself to go through undue suffering that you would not have if you just instead let go of control and said, whatever comes my way, I will be able to navigate. So really hold on to that mantra for this week and allow yourselves to just trust that you have made it this far, that you are strong enough to get to where you are, you will be able to handle what comes next. And that doesn't mean that someone like me, who's an alpha female, who's very independent, feels like sometimes she doesn't need anybody else. We do need other people. Part of navigating it is knowing who you can call for help. Part of navigating it is knowing that someone will be there. Someone will find you. Someone will show up. You will be cared for if you just believe that whatever comes your way, you will be able to navigate it some way, somehow. And you won't know what that is until it's really there. You can be in your mind and in the future trying to predict all you want, but it's never going to be how it's actually going to show up. It's never going to be that. You won't know until it happens. That's the power of the now moment. So we have to remind ourselves, when I'm worrying about something, do I want to create that? When I'm stressing about something, do I want to create that? Or can I just work on accepting what is right now? So let me put my glasses on and look at, oh, hey, my cousin was on here. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Lee. Hi, Corey, Salim. Kelly Hansen says, do you have any tips for those who use avoidance? Good ways to face what we avoid. So the first thing is you want to acknowledge that you're in avoidance. You want to acknowledge that you are avoiding, right? So if you find yourself on social media or watching TV or deciding to clean or, just do anything but sit and face what is, just call it out. Say, there's obviously something here that I'm avoiding, and just take some breaths and start to just explore your body and see where you're holding that energy, and really just seeing it, right? See yourself, see what you're doing, call yourself out, come back to the present moment and be like, oh, I'm in avoidance. Why don't I want to deal with this? Why don't I want to face this? Why would I rather avoid it? Because what you resist will persist, right? So whatever you resist will persist. It will get bigger, and it will be, it'll get bigger, louder, more powerful. And remind yourself of that. Oh my God, if I keep resisting this, it's going to show up again and again, and new people and new places and new things. Do I want to keep this going, or do I just want to say, you know what? I better just sit and deal with this and face this. So that would be my tip for people who are in avoidance. Thanks for the virtual hug. Facebook is having issues. Okay. Well, if Corey, could you share the YouTube link in the Facebook feed comments and just let people know that they can come to YouTube? Cheryl C. I'm experiencing pain in my neck, shoulders, arms, and elbows. So this is a good thing. And this is, again, I'm going to actually be, this is a really good opportunity for me to tell you guys this. It's not done yet, but we're done. This week will be our last module for phase 1 of the energy matrix. And what I've decided to do is to release the phases on digital replay. So it's done in smaller chunks, because not everybody can do a 6-month mastermind of this much work. So I'm going to be doing that. And the first 2 months of the energy matrix was all about reading your body and reading your own energy field and managing your energy, and trusting your intuition. Like, it's a really strong modules of trusting your intuition, learning how to read your energy, learning how to read your body, and managing it. So when you have pain in your body like that, every part of your body, and each person is going to be a little bit different. Each part of your body has a message for you. So where you store it means something, and that pain is trying to get your attention. So when the body speaks, when you reach that point, it's saying, you haven't been listening. You haven't been facing these energies, and they're being brought up, and you're not letting them go. So they're stored here, and they're just going to be screaming at you like little children when you're not paying attention to. So instead of getting mom, 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 your body's going to be like, I'm trying to tell you something. So every part of your body has a meaning. And this is the part of where it's so important to read your body, learn to read your body, and build your own dictionary. This is how we build trust, you guys. When you trust yourself, that means you have your own best interests in mind, and you are listening to you. You're listening to your body. You're listening to what is best for you. You have built a bridge of communication between you and the different aspects of yourself. And your body is its own consciousness. And before you can really be a clear channel to read for other people or to even go into this business, it is always in the best integrity to know your own energy, because you're always going to be brought people who are going to be showing you something about yourself anyway. So take some time to kind of sit with the pain that's in your neck, in your shoulders, in your arms, in your elbows, and really ask, what is it trying to tell you? And just listen to your intuition. What is the first thing that comes up? The very first thing. What do you hear? Trust it. Explore the energy. And when I release the phase 1 of the energy matrix for learning to read your body and intuition, I'll share it. And if that's something that calls to you, then I would definitely venture into it. Oh, someone says, thank you. I needed to hear the avoidance this morning. Yeah. And I still have moments of avoidance. There's a big lie that people think that we ever get healed on this journey. We're already healed. We're already healed. We already have all the pieces of the puzzle. We just have to figure out how to put them in the right order so that it's not stressful or overwhelming. And that's a process. Palm Beach in the house. Hello. I was drawn here to calm down. Feeling restless. Yeah, so when you're feeling restless, you want to move your energy. Okay, that restlessness says I have excess energy. What is anxiety? Anxiety is excess energy. You are sensing an overload of energy. And when we have anxiety attacks or we feel overly anxious, it's because we feel like that energy is ours or has something to do with us or something to mean about us. We direct it, and in that thought process, we direct that energy at us. We magnetize more of it, and it kind of just starts vibrating real intently around us. So when we start to feel anxious or restless, that's our body telling us like, hey, we have a lot of extra energy here. We need to move some of it. So do a breathwork practice. Go for a hike, get in nature, sit in the grass, and just come back to this moment. Look around you. What is real? What is true? And you can also ask yourself, what is it that you're trying to avoid or escape or get away from? I have a really hard time with moving forward and putting out effort with the way of the world. Well, you have to ask yourselves why. You have to ask yourself, what is the consequence of moving forward? What are you afraid of? Always look at what you're afraid of. Oh, thank you for the compliment. Always look at what you are afraid of. Okay, see if I have any other questions or comments. So everyone feeling this heartache, neck, back pain today. So I actually had pain yesterday. Hopefully that stays. I actually had pain yesterday show up in my left shoulder blade and moving down the left side of my back. So probably from not all the way down to my elbow. So for anybody who's feeling that as well, again, this is a really good opportunity for you guys, whether you know how to do it or not, to try it. You don't need me or my courses to do this. You can do it on your own if you're committed and you start to listen and trust your intuition. So sit with the pain of where it is in your body and what's uncomfortable and communicate with it. Ask, what is it trying to tell me? What is it trying to show me? And listen to the very first thing that pops up. What is it? And then go that route. Be like, okay, Where is this? If you hear stress, if you hear responsibility, if you hear burden, right? That's a big energy this week too, feeling the burden of responsibility. And I have to make a big decision. I have to let go of something big. Is this for me or is this not? Then you have to ask yourself, where in my life do I feel stressed? Where in my life do I feel burden? Where in my life do I feel constricted? Where in my life do I feel grief or heartache or afraid of losing? What am I afraid of losing? What am I afraid that's going to happen? So listen to what your body is telling you. Mars is really, really good at activating the body. Really good at activating the body. All right, you guys. Thank you for joining. Those on TikTok, if you want to watch the replay, head over to YouTube and you can watch the whole entire video anytime you want. And remember, you guys, if you haven't watched last week's energy update, please go back and watch it. It is an overview for all of October and even going into November. It's the things that we could experience over that time frame. It's a much longer update. And if this is something that brought you, this information was useful to you or helped you in some way, please share the content with somebody or find another way to just really support this channel and the information that we share and bring. So I hope you guys all have an amazing week. Know that the energy is going to be intense. Access the portal of discovery, that free academy, to really help you in any way that you feel like it can. And I will see you on the next update. Bye for now. Thanks for joining TikTok.